it just seems to make sense there. There's very little space on the road. There's cars parking right next to the river. The board has already made a decision to put no stopping on one side of the road and to put parking in, so we just need that one way approved by council.
So the board recommendation is the staff recommendation?
It is. I noticed last night when I was rereading this that the board recommendation isn't actually in the
so we'll just
agenda here.
yeah. So we'll just put the board recommendation as the staff recommendation?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Moved Yanni and second. Do you want, oh that's right, you want to speak to it?
Just a slight amendment. At the board, one of the issues that was raised up was the whole, this is really good from a traffic and parking point of view, but what this doesn't do is address the urban design in the wider area, and there is still an outstanding issue. You'll recall the presentation we had from the tannery almost a year ago as council. There's some other improvements, amenity improvements that were sought, and so given that we've got possibly the cycleways, but we still haven't seen the cycleway plans going along here, it seems to me that we do need to add an additional resolution, and the board actually did ask that there could be some consideration given to looking at how we could enable those other things to happen, like a footbridge over the river or a bus stop. So I just wanted to move an additional resolution that we approve 6.1, and the addition would be that we ask for a report to come back from the, and I think it would be the urban design or strategy and planning around the wider strategic and amenity improvements available in this area. And that leaves it pretty wide open. But I think it's important to signal that we want to support positive things happening in this area, that we do need to have a bit more of a high level look at it, because this whole road and corridor is really, really critical, and river corridor is really critical to that.
Okay, can I just ask Glenn, who, as the seconder of that, are you okay with that amendment?
It is quite wide. Can that be fined down?
The thing is that there's a, I don't know if you've been over the bridge there on Garlands Road, but it's very, very narrow. There's no safe pedestrian access over it. And there's a whole pile of issues there, but it's NZTA. And
No, just this.
Yeah.
I think what they're signalling to you, Yanni, is that they
yeah.
want it around the tannery, basically. It's what you're talking about anyway, isn't it?
Well, basically what we could do is just ask for a possible landscape and amenity improvement report along the Cumnor Terrace river corridor, and then that would be quite clear.
And I think Glenn would probably second that then. Am I right? Yep. Okay. So tell it again, so staff can...
That the council resolved to request a report. Request a report with a landscape and amenity plan for the wider Cumnor Terrace river corridor.
Landscape and amenity plan for the Cumnor Terrace, corridor.
River corridor.
Yanni,
For
the whole of Cumnor Terrace.
Yeah.
Cumnor Terrace river corridor. Is that, have I got that right?
And you'll see from, if you look further through, there's a part B in the report where some other things are being done along Cumnor Terrace further along, and really I think the community board was really keen to look at if you've got cycleways, if you've got amenity improvement, that we do have a coordinated approach to it.
Okay. You okay with that?
Yes, and so we're talking mainly around the tannery, which is there.
It would go from where the tannery is, if you
Yeah.
think about it going around to where Kenaway Farms is, that kind of wider river corridor.
I think there's already some good news there. Both Yanni and I were at the Avon Heathcote Estuary Etai Trust AGM.
Yeah,
Zach Castles has been voted onto the trust. So in terms of that kind of interface with the community, I think it's already off to.
Is that good?
Great.
Okay, can I put that with that addition? You okay? Put it. Those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Okay.
The second part here, I'd just like to comment on, there's already been a decision obviously made by council on the Woolston Community Library, and we had asked that it be added to the priority list, and we haven't had a meeting since then as a board. I'm pretty sure that I express
I think
a
that one's-
disappointment for this community group who have been operating in a cold, small scout den since the earthquakes. And
Right.
yeah,
But obviously the council is not going to support this, having just released its current
you've
priority
already
list.
done that.
Yeah.
But we're going to start planning our way forward for this facility.
So that's all fine. And can I just suggest that obviously it's been and gone.
It's been and gone.
Yeah. So item 2 is not. I don't know what do we do? Just. No, we know what the board's hoping for, but this priority list has been and gone and been announced last week. So it's.
It's receiving
So,
a report rather than.
Can I just suggest, because the reason of having this resolution was to inform that report, but it didn't get carried through to that report, so it wasn't raised as part of that report. It seems to me that the way forward is, if you look at the master plan for Ferry Road, the action around the Wolston Community Hub is a medium-term priority. I think we could possibly just change this resolution to say, as part of the Ferry Road master plan, we would ask that this become a priority project.
Well, can I suggest, given how little is now left in the betterment fund, and that we actually will want to go through what else can possibly be done, and that you make sure that Woolston is covered in that second thing. I don't want us going through the who got up next and therefore they got priority.
No, but we're now looking forward to say what can we do.
Yeah.
And so there's the Ferry Road master plan, and there is some funding around there.
That's right. So the Ferry Road master plan has been approved, and the only reason for raising it to bring it forward is not to make council give a budget commitment to it straight away, but is to get the planning work done so that when the second tranche of those priorities can be considered, we've actually got that work done to inform it.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is a completely different resolution than what's here, so it's not what the board has passed. Can I suggest that you start that work, come back to the council next month with a different resolution with the report that supports that resolution?
Yeah.
Because this one's a wee bit brief. Okay, so we're not. We haven't adopted item 2. I don't know whether we say no or what we're supposed to do.
Except our item 2.
Except, yeah, thank you.
Excluding.
So we adopt the Part A items with the exception of item 2. Okay? Moved Yanni, seconded Phil. Those in favour, please say aye. Those opposed, carried. Part B? Anything
Part
on
B,
there?
Yanni's already talked to some of
Camera
those
terrace?
things there with
Yep.
Camera Terrace. But actually we're moving now to page 105. This is also,
Can I just put Part B first?
yeah.
Okay.
Council's attention, and probably to the attention of the Chief Executive, but there is an issue where at a community board level we get professional lawyers coming and making presentations around legal matters, and if you look, this is in terms of 16, we only had city street staff there. We didn't actually have legal people able to deal with
Right.
it. So I just wanted to, although obviously we lost that and the community board was happy to pass it anyway, it does raise a question that where we do have professional deputations from lawyers, that we have appropriate legal
Resource.
expertise at the board to be able to deal with some of the concerns. And I just wanted to draw your attention that this is actually over a private plan change and is actually around letting the developer not get a resource consent or not do the work that they were supposed to do as part of it by approving these parking restrictions. So, it's a pretty big issue
Okay,
for the council.
Right. So it's a point that Carlene's obviously heard in relation to the legal ones. Okay, thank you. That report as a whole be adopted. Those in favour, please say aye. Those opposed, carried. And then you've got the one on the.
I'm not quite sure why this is separate, but that's
No, I don't
right.
know either. But never mind.
But this is in there. This is based on a deputation that came through, and some of this work will have already been done. 1.2, for example, the funding has been
Yep,
given as
that
part
one-
of the priority,
that one we did.
which is really good.